Hey there, it's Cronky, and I've decided to do something a little bit different. I'm going to go ahead and do a ranking of the Dark Souls 3 bosses. And so we've got S tier, we've got A-OK, Ite, Semi-Ass, and then finally, Ass. So, uh, I think we're just going to kind of work through this. So S tier, S tier. So definitely Slave Knight Gale is S tier. Sister Freed is S tier. And is there anything else that I would consider an S tier boss? There is, I might change this. I might change this. Okay. So I'll kind of reason my way through Pontiff. So Pontiff, I don't know. He just kind of has the aura. Like he just has the aura of a final boss because he was originally supposed to be the final boss for the game. So he just has a lot of style points. There's a lot of lore, and he just has basically done all the bullshit in Dark Souls 3. Like he basically created the dancer and he created Vort, which they are twisted like royals. He's just a piece of shit. So, you know, he has the style, and it sucks that he's a mid boss, like middle of the game, not a mid boss. The fight itself, I think, is awesome, but yeah, it sucks that's in the middle. So you kind of face him pretty early. Then, of course, you got to go Sister Freed. No way anyone could have ever guessed that the final boss of a DLC was gonna have three fucking phases. That shit was wild the first time I played through it because once you defeat that second phase, you think you got it. It gives you a Titanite slab and whatnot, and it just gives you that false hope, and then she fucking rises up again using the power of like humanity or whatever to fucking kick your ass. Ugh. What a badass fight. And I really appreciate the fact that they allow you to summon Gale without having an Ember. He will show up after you defeat the first phase, and he'll join you on that second phase, and he'll go into the third phase as long as he's alive. And then, of course, Slave Knight Gale. I've beaten him maybe a couple to maybe 2 to 4 times. So he's probably one of my least experienced bosses that I have, or one of the bosses I have the least amount of experience with, I suppose. But it's just a great fight. I mean, it's just a straight duel. You're just freaking dogging on each other the whole time. As long as you're keeping up pace with them, it is a fucking sweet fight. And when I finally got him that first time, oh my gosh, it was just perfect. So that's what I'm gonna say is my S tier for right now. Uh, A-OK. You know what? You know what? Ass. Ancient Wyvern. I don't even know if I need to reason my way through this one. Ancient Wyvern is a fucking gimmick fight. You run through the shit, and then you have a plunging attack. That's just total ass. Uh, the fucking Grave Tender, Great Wolf, the champion, bullshit fights. An NPC fight with a big wolf. Literally the worst enemies in the game. NPCs, wolves. Fuck off, okay? So yeah, I'm just not digging that. Straight ass. Any bosses else that I would consider just straight ass? I I'm tempted for Half-Light. I hate the NPC fights. Maybe that's just my own opinion, but the NPC fights fucking suck. So screw Half-Light, screw the Grave Tender Great Wolf. So those are ass. Okay. Hmm. Do we want to go A-OK or semi-ass now? Mm. Osiris, semi-ass. My reasoning, okay. It's super cool. He's probably one of the darkest bosses. And he actually talks to us, which is cool. It's cool. And the baby crying. I mean, it's just a dark boss. And that's what props it up for me for it to not be ass. And also his bolster. So he has a second phase. So he pretty much he would throw his baby down on the ground, and then he's on all fours, and he attacks more like an animal instead of being on two legs and attacking with his staff. So that second phase, he has a stupid fucking charge attack that if you're even a little bit under him, it takes a hell of a lot of health off of you. It's total bullshit. And I just fought him doing my my dark hand run, and I mean my health is leveled. I mean I don't know if I've ever had my health this leveled. It was up to 40, or it's like 35 or 40, and if you get caught wrong and he does the two charge attacks, that can kill you. And just those two charge attacks will fucking kill you. Pisses me off, so fuck that. Curse Rotted Greatwood. I consider this semi-ass for the simple reason of the fact that like it's a pretty easy boss. It's a pretty easy fight as long as you can get through that first phase or whatever pretty easily and bust open his pustules at the beginning, and he slams the ground and you fall. Because once you get into that, it's just a gimmick fight. So it's not fun. I always dread it. So that's semi-ass. Crystal Sage is probably also going to be semi-ass, and that's more of an opinion because I can definitely see it being put in ass, because I don't like that their twin or their whoever, the other Crystal Sage, shows up in the Grand Archives. I don't like seeing a boss that we've already fought again. Like, I feel like that's lazy, it's lame, whatever. And the fight itself, it popping out with the fucking illusions and all that shit, it's not fun. And you're just blasted out the ass with fucking spells that'll take out like half your health. So you're like, okay, I'm having a whole lot of fun when I'm getting attacked by 8 fucking Crystal Soul Spears. So, yeah, okay. A lot of these are probably going to be put into I for me. Okay, Yorm the Giant. Semi-ass. His moveset, okay, I actually learned his moveset because of the Dark Hand run. His moveset is so lame. Like, he has like 3 moves he uses. And then when he gets charged up or whatever in his second phase, he adds like a move or like a little bit of a combo to one of his already like attacks that he was already doing. Like, whatever. And it's just a gimmick fight. Go get the sword, take him down. It's easy. So, semi-ass. Now, the Abyss Watchers. I'm going to put that as A-okay. So, I usually hate gank fights. But I feel like the way that the Abyss Watchers were done was good, because you get that third one and it attacks the others, or like it'll attack whoever is closest. So as long as you're not right next to the third one that pops up, it'll start attacking the other Abyss Watchers or even the main boss. So I like that. There's a little bit of strategy there, kind of dodge, weave, go in and out, and kind of like go in to hit the boss. I kind of like that. A little bit of more strategy in an early fight in the game. So I like that. And then the second phase is just a straight on one-on-one fight. So you gotta love that. So now the Deacons. Probably semi-ass. It's a pretty lame fight. Like, it's just the priests. They kind of just stand there. They're pretty much pushovers if you have any sort of weapon that's good at all. And I mean, when I use the Dark Hand, I mean, I don't know if they're weak to dark or whatnot. I was taking them out in like 3 hits or whatnot. But the range on that thing is ass. So I'm not hitting anything that's behind the others, because one of my main strategies was always to kind of knock every like enemy's health down a little bit, so that whoever the flame goes to next, you knock them down real fast, and so you can kill the boss a little bit faster. But it's just kind of lame. And they also, I've only been hit by it once, but they have like this fucking insta-kill, like curse spell that they do or something like that. Stupid. I hate that. So yeah, definitely semi-ass. I'm gonna put Old Demon King as IT. The fight itself is, yeah, okay. Like, he's pretty slow. He has a couple moves that I personally think are bullshit. Like, he just hits so fast that if you were, the fist weapons have one of the fastest attacks for you to recover from, and even in the middle of that, his attacks are so fast that I couldn't dodge. So it's just, yeah, okay. Like, it's a little cheap. Like, you're not gonna get killed by those attacks usually because they don't do as much damage, but whatever. And I do like the atmosphere of the fight. The old Demon King, he's literally the last demon, or the last Demon King or whatnot. He's just given up, and I think once you're down to his like last fifth or sixth part or fifth part of his health, he just he gives up. He just sits there and lets you kill him, which is sad, but gotta bring the end of the demons. Okay, Aldrich. Hmm. Well, I'm tempted to put him in semi-ass because of his soul arrows. I don't know. Hmm. Also, did they misspell his name? Is that how you spell Aldrich? I don't think so. Wow. Or who cares? Whatever. Anyways, Aldrich. Yeah, so he is just, I don't know. Like, he has a lot of just that. I think about that fucking arrow spell, and it's just total dog shit. Cause once you knock him into a second phase, his arrow spell is fucking insane. It's almost to the point where it's ridiculous to dodge. And if he casts it after he teleports away from you, you're screwed. You're not going to have enough time after the spell's over to even hit him because he's going to teleport away again, which is the worst loop to be in is when you fucking run over, he hits the fucking arrows and then leaves to the other side to hit you with the arrows again. Fuck that. But in my when I fought him using the dark hand, I don't know how I manipulated his AI, but he never used the soul arrow. He never used the sky arrow spell in his second phase. He hit it once in his first phase, but I think I was just able to know where he was teleporting so fast that I would sprint right there and I was so close that his AI wouldn't do the arrow attack. Okay. A Champion Gundyr. I love this fight. I love this fight. This is a duel. Okay? I'm going to put that in S tier because that is a duel. And I'm sure you can cheese your way through this fight a little bit or whatnot. But if you're fighting him one on one and just going pound for pound on this guy, he can fucking fight. He's fast. He's got that fucking shoulder hit and that kick. Fucking nasty. So I've always loved fighting him. I did end up first trying him with the Dark Hand, but I love his fight. And now, I definitely consider Gale better than Freed and Pontiff better than Gundyr. So that is the correct order. I'm not sure about these other ones, but the S tier one is in order. I will switch those around later. Okay. So Dancer. I would consider Dancer just kind of aight. Yeah. Just the attack patterns are cool. Like it's nice that it's a boss and it's like, they're dancing. So it's a little bit awkward. You're not going to be able to dodge the attacks right away cuz it's just so different that you don't have really that the reflex doesn't kick in, which is weird. Now Dark Eater Midir, I'm going to have to put an A-OK because I feel like a lot of people probably put Midir in S tier because he is the best dragon fight in the whole Souls trilogy. But my only issue is that there's really one way to fight him, and that is to attack his head. If you're a melee build, there's if you're playing against him, there's a way for you to dodge his attacks, and then his head is just completely left open, which is strange. You would think for as big of a dragon as he is and whatnot, you wouldn't go for his head. You would try to knock out the legs, and the fight just isn't designed that way. It's designed to where you're punished heavily going for his legs. So that definitely knocks the fight down for me because you can't approach it multiple ways. It's really you can attack the head, or if you're attacking the legs, you're just kind of stupid. Okay. You know, I better put Udex Gundyr. Udex Gundyr, I'm gonna put his height because you know he's a tutorial boss. He's gonna be the first boss you fight. He's not gonna be super hard. You shouldn't get stuck. But my main gripe is his second phase, the Pus of Man popping out. Honestly, if it was just like he kind of was a little bit more buffed with his original moveset, he would be an A-OK boss for me. But the Pus of Man is lame, and it's lame to make that the tutorial boss for that, because it's just a big monster, and those just aren't usually the best bosses in the Soul series. So I thought it was interesting that they went that route for the tutorial boss. Okay, Dragon Slayer armor. So I actually just beat this guy. Just beat him in the Dark Hand run. And he was... It's the most trouble I've had with him since, I think, my first playthrough of the game. Because ever since the first playthrough, I kind of always knew my strategy against him, which was ranged and summon someone so that I can just get past it. Because I hated the projectiles. I hated getting through that shit. It just pissed me off so bad. And the elevator ride is ass. Oof. Fuck that. So, yeah, gonna put that in A-OK. Now, his moveset, I think, is awesome. Really, I consider it's like very close to Champion Gundyr, where you're pound for pound. I mean, that's a fucking duel. And then the stupid projectiles come out in a second phase. Bullshit. Oh, here we go. High Lord Wolnir. He's a gimmick fight. But I don't hate fighting him as much as those three. So I'm probably just going to have to put him in semi-ass. Because the whole point is that you just have to attack his 3 bracelets, and then he dies. I'm pretty sure I died a few times my first playthrough, but then after that, it's like super rare for me to ever die. So, let's get rid of Vort. Vort, honestly, no, I'm probably gonna go Ite, because Vort's just okay. I don't feel good about putting Vort with Dancer, though. I think the Dancer is better than Aldrich. Yeah. Udex Gundyr, just because he's a tutorial boss, it puts him down. Then Vort, yeah. So Vort, he's just a big beast boss. His attacks are so telegraphed that in his first phase, his first half of his health bar, if you're getting hit, you're probably just new to the game, which is fine. If you're new to the boss, obviously you're gonna get hit by their attacks. But anybody that's played this game before, going into Vort, he's such an easy boss. I've never had trouble with him, and his attacks are so telegraphed. The only issue that you can run into is with his charge attack when you knock him into a second phase, because then he gets pissed off, starts charging, and that can lead to you getting hit and then hit again and like kind of rallied, or he can kind of combo you, and that can mess you up. So yeah, I consider him as Ite. Ooh, okay. Now we're gonna get real difficult with these. So, I'm gonna go Nameless King. I'm gonna talk about Nameless King first, just so I can kind of wrap my thoughts about him. His first phase totally brings him down, because if you're fighting him melee, it is a fucking it's just a drag. It sucks. I Up in the sky, he's fucking shooting shit at you. You gotta wait for him to fucking fly down. He attacks, and then you finally run over to him to get a couple hits in, and then he flies off again. I can't stand it. But you can then cheese it. I mean, if you're an intelligence user, you can use I can't remember which one it was that I used, but like Crystal Soul Arrow or like Great Heavy Soul Arrow, something like that. And you can take him out in like 4 to 6 shots. The Storm Drake. Which is fucking ridiculous. Stupid, actually. It really bothered me because I played when I first played through the game, I was full melee, and then I ended up doing magic because I was like, I never touched it in any of the games, so I was like, okay, yeah, I'll see what magic is like in these. It was so easy, his first phase. It almost disappointed me. So there's that. And then if you're just gonna grade him on his fight, when the Drake's down, he absorbs the life force, and then he starts fighting you. I think that's a good duel. It's a good duel. It's not as hard though. I remember that the Nameless King was the hardest boss when the game first came out, and I remember throwing myself at him for days before I got it, and that was mostly because of the Storm Drake. But nonetheless, he's just not that hard anymore. You know, as these games have gotten kind of more mainstream, and the difficulty's gotten harder with like Elden Ring, it's just Nameless King's not that hard anymore. Yeah, yep. I consider it. No, I consider. Yeah, I'd probably consider Midir better than Nameless King for the simple fact that Nameless King, like, or his first phase, Nameless King's first phase, you can cheese. Okay. Demon Prince. Now, a lot of people hate this fight, and I understand because I never actually beat that DLC. So I beat the Sister Freed, that DLC with not my first playthrough, but like my second playthrough, or I went back and I beat it. I could not beat the Demon Princes. Could not do it. So I was stuck. I don't think I actually beat the DLC. I think I first beat it like 2 or 3 years ago. So it's very fresh in my mind, and it's not ganky, and I love that. One is aggressive and one's passive, and that's totally how it should be. And people gripe on, oh, you can't tell which one's which or whatnot, so that you can determine the second phase, which is either going to be Big Fireball or the lasers or whatnot. Grow the fuck up. Kill whoever you want to kill, okay? It's a fight. Fight who you're going to fight. Ornstein and Smo. It's Ornstein and Smo, but with fucking demons, okay? And I love the fight. I think it's good. And I'm going to put it in S tier, but it's the lowest S tier fight for me. Lothric and Lorien. You know what? I would consider Lothric and Lorien better than Demon Prince fight. I really appreciate their movesets. I haven't fought them in my Dark Hand playthrough yet, so I'm a little bit rusty there, but, you know, I remember all the teleporting, I remember the spells and whatnot. The spells, when, is it Lorien comes out, Lothric? Yeah, when Lothric comes out to heal Lorien, and he starts off that second phase with a bunch of spells. I hate that shit. That was always what got me in that fight. But you just kind of have to adjust for it. You gotta adapt. And when I played through Dark Souls 3, just normally the last time, which was probably a couple of years ago, probably when I beat the DLC, I cooked Lothric and Lorien. I'm pretty sure I first tried or second tried them. And, you know, that's just probably just because of an understanding of their movesets. And I know it's because I've played Elden Ring. Lorian's fucking teleport slash is a delay attack. And that's why it always would catch me when I first played the game. I consider him S tier, but it brings me down just because of the spells and how high damaging some of the spells can be and how you can get caught in them. Just not my favorite. And then last but not least, the Soul of Cinder, which is interesting because I had no idea where I'd put the Soul of Cinder because the Soul of Cinder to me was I don't know. I don't know how to describe the final fight, but it's almost like maybe just because I know it's the ending or whatnot. I don't know. Just wasn't ever my favorite. Like it's a good boss, but it was never like a holy shit, like that's a good boss sort of thing. And like I feel like he really misses out on style points. Like Gwyn in the first game has hella style points, and you hear about him the whole game. Or maybe not the whole game, but you hear about him in the intro, and you know Gwyn. You kind of learn about him throughout like the item descriptions and whatnot, and like in the NPCs talking. The Soul of Cinder, there's no lead up to him. He's just the amalgamation of everybody that's linked to the flame, which is a fitting ending boss for the trilogy. But like I said, I feel like you're missing style points. And like the music, the soundtrack, oh, beautiful. Absolutely. Hit him with the plin plin plon. Ooh, right when Gwyn comes out, it's fucking badass, okay? It's just like I just wish there's a little bit more build up to it, you know? But you know, the moveset, I mean, he switches his moveset, his play style all throughout because he's, you know, multiple people link the fire. And then he goes into Gwyn, which is fun. But I don't know. I don't think I would consider him an S tier boss. Because I remember there were a couple things, you know, and I haven't fought. It's been a while since I fought Soul Cinder in a melee build too, which I know is that'll make a difference. But mm, there were a couple. I know that there were a couple combos and stuff that I really did not like. Almost like he was just too fast, or just like how are you like or whatnot. I'm gonna go ahead. I'll put Soul of Cinder in A-OK, but the top part of A-OK. Okay. There we go. Okay. Let's run through it and make sure that's how I want it to be. So, top of the top, Slave Knight Gale. Absolutely. Then we got Sister Freed, Pontiff, Champion Gundyr, and then Lothric and Lorien. Yeah, definitely. That's definitely what I consider my S tier for this game. Definitely. Fuck yeah. Then A-OK, Soul of Cinder. It's a good fight. Demon Prince. Now that's my personal opinion that it's a good fight. Because there's a lot of people that hate it. I watch a lot of Dark Souls videos and whatnot. There's a lot of people that can't stand the Demon Princes, so I'll give it to you if you don't like it, but I do. So it's going in A-OK. The next is Midir, Nameless King, Dragon Slayer Armor, and Abyss Watchers. Yeah. Yep. Okay, then moving on to Ite. Top of that would be Dancer. Next is Aldrich. Then we got the Old Demon King, Vort, and then Udex Gundyr. Then we start moving into the semi-ass, which I don't think I've actually adjusted the semi-ass. So what would I consider the best of the best for semi-ass? I'm going to pick Yorm the Giant because he's a gimmick fight, but it's pretty easy, right? So you can just kind of cook through it, whatever. Worst of the worst here is Osiris. I fucking hate his fight. Uh, Wolnir is straight gimmick. I like Deacons better than the Crystal Sage. Yeah, okay. And then let's make sure we adjust ass. Yeah. Here we go. Hold on. Yeah, okay. Okay, so now we move on to semi-ass after Udex Gundyr. So there is Yorm the Giant. Then we got the Deacons. Then we got the Curse Rotted Greatwood, Crystal Sage, High Lord Wolnir, and Osiris. Then moving on to our final ass, we got Half-Light. Then we've got the Ancient Wyvern, which is barely even a fucking boss fight. And then the ass of the ass, the Grave Tender's Great Wolf, and the Champion Grave Tender. Thank you all for watching. My name is Cronky. Please like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, and subscribe if you'd like to, see a little bit more of this guy,